Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the 12th Horseshoe podcast on Surge Sports TV alongside my partner, Eli Weintraub. Jack Rizzo here with you on this very chilly Friday afternoon.
It's a lot warmer than yesterday.
It is warmer than yesterday. We'll give him that. We are getting ready for the first round of the 2024-2025 NFL playoffs. Super wildcard weekend is
No longer
upon us.
super.
Why not? Why not?
The NFL announced that it's no longer super.
Okay, I guess
it's now it's a wild card weekend.
I like super wild card weekend.
I do too, but I guess because super is for the Super
It's
Bowl,
normal.
and since 2020, nothing really changed, and there's no more super, and the teams are not that super.
Yep. So thank you for that, Eli. So we have 6 wildcard games that we are going to predict right now. But before we do that, we did just get news that the Browns, the Jets, and the Jaguars will be the 3 teams that will be playing at Tottenham Stadium in London next year. Actually, Jacksonville will be at Wembley, but the other 2 will be at Tottenham. Keep in mind that we have many other international games possible. 1 in Spain, 1 in Mexico, 1 in Ireland, 1 in Brazil again, probably.
So just first of many.
1 in Germany too, probably. So
first of many.
Yeah, first of many. I'm kind of like 50-50 on it. Like, there's a certain point where it's too much, but like I think 8's okay.
I listen. You either got to go all international or don't go international at all. Not a huge fan of it. I used to be a fan of it. But the problem is the games are happening earlier and earlier than usual. It's happening on weird dates. Like we had the Brazil game on Friday.
Yeah, and we won.
This is getting out of hand in reality.
It is.
It's just not becoming a fun international thing. It's just becoming worse for the fans.
And I bet we're gonna see some games now be exclusively on like Hulu or exclusively on some other streaming platform. Disney Plus, maybe. I don't know.
Well, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, same thing. So,
okay.
And Hulu, same thing. So
it'll
come down to
either
and
way.
Venue Sports is no longer a thing now. That was announced by Disney. That used to be the Fox Sports, TNT, and ESPN combination new app. They announced today, all 3 networks, that it's because of all the lawsuits and everything, they're dropping it. So there's no possible way now to watch both ESPN programming and Fox and TNT all in one app now.
That's crazy. Yeah, so interesting stuff there. Deshaun Watson also retore his Achilles. Yes. That news just broke. He had seasoning and surgery. We'll see. Obviously, we have – and Eli, also we've had a couple of Moonaki number 1. Okay, Moonaki number 1. Nice comment there. We also had a couple of coaching firings this week, Eli. After we did our show, the Raiders fired Antonio Pierce. The Jaguars fired Doug Peterson. We might have talked about that on our show.
Yes, we did talk about Peterson, but
Antonio Pierce was fired.
Yeah.
And Tom Telesco, the GM. So the Raiders –
they're struggling.
Yep. So the head coaching openings this cycle are the Jets, the Saints, the Bears, the Patriots, the Jaguars, and the Raiders. That should be the 6. Yep. And we have and the GM openings are the Raiders, Jets, and who's the third one? Raiders, Jets.
Don't know.
I don't know. No, not the Bears. It's the Raiders, the Jets, and one other team.
One other team.
Yeah.
It's a team, though.
One other team. All right.
It's in the NFL.
Oh, Tennessee. That's it.
Go.
I got it.
And they have the number 1 pick, by the way.
They do have the number 1 pick. We'll have to see how that goes. All right, well, let's get into our picks. We'll start off with Saturday. We've got 2 games Saturday, 1 in the late afternoon, 1 at night. We'll start off with 4:30 p.m. on CBS. CBS gets 2 games this year on Wild Card Weekend.
And the Saturday is also the Nickelodeon game if you like to watch that.
And I believe the reason why CBS gets 2 Wild Card games is because Fox is doing the Super Bowl this year. So CBS gets the other Wild Card
and also because NBC had restructured its rights deal. Now the Peacock exclusive Wild Card game now goes to the Brazil game that happened in week 1.
Yep.
And now we get Prime Video this year, which I'm not excited about because I don't have Prime Video.
Well,
it's a good game too.
Chargers versus Texans is the game at 4:30 on CBS in Houston. Always feels like whoever wins the AFC South is the team that plays first on Wild Card Weekend. But the Chargers are favored by 3 here in this one, Eli. This really was not a hard one for me to pick, though. The Texans have really struggled here, really all season. Especially they look good the first 6 games, but the final stretch of the season they looked horrible, and they didn't really deserve to win that division. They're in the playoffs only because they won the division, and they have so many injuries. The Chargers won their final 3 games to close out the season. Justin Herbert had a great season. They've got good receivers. They have a good run game, good defense, good coaching staff. I like the Chargers to win this game. Give me the Los Angeles Chargers 27-17, and this would be their first playoff win in 6 years. So give me the Chargers.
Well, I mean, I would have definitely taken the Texans if this game was going to be with a healthy Texans team, not a lot of injuries, a powerful team all season, but we've not seen that this year. It was not like the year we saw last year. For those reasons, I have to take the Chargers, especially with everything happening in LA. We're sending our thoughts and prayers, as always, to all those affected. I'm going to go with the Chargers here in a low-scoring one, 24-8.
Did you get that score from Texas versus Arizona State last week when it was 24-8 in the 4th quarter?
No, Jack.
Okay, I just had to ask,
Oh, congrats to Notre Dame.
Yes,
Irish.
Go Irish. That's right.
But
I don't
we'll
like
see
Notre Dame, but I was rooting for them last night.
Let's see if OHIO wins tonight.
Go Texas, but I think Ohio State's going to win.
Go Ohio.
I think Ohio State's going to win, but I don't like either of them. I'm rooting for Notre Dame no matter who wins, but
we'll see. Ohio State can give them a fight.
All right. Next up, we've got the Steelers taking on the Ravens. AFC North matchup. These are always good. 8 p.m. on Prime Video, exclusively on Prime Video. Yes, I know. They picked the worst game to have on Prime Video. Actually, you know what? No, they didn't, because this game will not be close. The Steelers have had a horrible second half of the season. They finished their season on a 4-game losing streak, and the Ravens are dominating. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry playing as good as ever. That defense really stepped up in the second half after a rough first half. So give me the Baltimore Ravens here at home, 30-13, a convincing win for the Ravens.
It's also your lock.
There you go.
It's your lock.
And it's my lock of the week, yes.
Well, we also have a lock and an upset here for the wildcard weekend picks. Well, listen, the Steelers have really been absolutely disappointing when it comes down to playoff teams that are good, and I don't see them having a good performance today. I think I gave Russell Wilson too much hype, and it's time for his era to end.
They should start Justin Fields in this game.
I really do think so. And also, this will say a lot about Mike Tomlin if really he can win against good opponents, if he could win playoff games, because we know he's had a history of losing these games, and this is not good right now for Mike Tomlin, despite having a winning season.
Should he get fired if they lose?
Yes.
I agree.
So. Because listen, great coach and all, but you cannot go to the playoffs every single year and disappoint every single year.
And then
it's also the regular season, the good teams you lose to.
You're stuck in the middle. You're picking like 20th every year. You have no opportunities to improve your team.
Right.
So you're just stuck in a cycle.
Well, you have Russell Wilson. My lock of the week, give me the Ravens 35-17.
That's fair. All right. Let's move to Sunday now, 1 p.m. CBS. Remember, last year, there was no game at this time slot because of all the snow that happened in Buffalo with the Bills-Steelers game. That got moved to Monday at 4:30.
This time, it's 30 degrees and sunny, and we just avoided the end.
As an end just fell. Whoops.
I'll just cover that.
The Broncos, for the first time in 9 years, are in the postseason. Congrats to them. Really great story.
Yeah, great, incredible
Denver.
story.
They're taking on the Bills, though. Boy, what a tough ask for Denver to go in to do. 1 p.m. CBS. Man, I really like the Broncos. I love Bo Nix. I love the defense. The defense just pitched a shutout over Kansas City, but you're not going to go into Buffalo and beat the Bills. Josh Allen's had an MVP-type season. The Bills are, I think, as well-rounded as they've ever been on both sides of the ball. So give me the Bills here, but only by 10, 34-24, because I think Denver's going to keep this somewhat close, especially with Sean Payton and his coaching experience in the postseason. But ultimately, I think the Bills are the winners here.
It's got to be Buffalo here. I mean, I don't think they're going to have a Florida playoff run. I don't know if they're going to go to the Super Bowl, but they will get past Denver this week, and who will be playing tough. I think this game is going to be in Buffalo's hand by 18, 38-20, the final.
All right, next up, 4:30 p.m. on Fox. This is a rematch of Week 1. The Packers taking on the Eagles, this time on American soil. It'll be at Lincoln Financial Field, 4:30 kickoff. The Eagles are favored here by 4.5. Jalen Hurts is back from concussion protocol. He got cleared today, so he will play on Saturday. And as much as I like the Packers, they were my Super Bowl pick. They didn't even have a bad season. They won 11.
Say it.
They won. The Packers finished with exactly how many wins that I predicted them to. I have them winning 11 games. That's how many games they won. Now, little did I know that the NFC was going to be crazy this year, where 11 wins would only get you the 7th seed. And I'm going to go take on the Eagles, who you could argue are better than the Lions, Eli, and are the best team in the NFC. That you can make that argument.
I can make that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, the Eagles are not losing at home in the first round. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles, but only by 5, though, 24-19, because the Packers have kept some games close that they lost, and I think they're going to keep this game close. But give me the Eagles.
Please join in. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Give me the Eagles, 28-24. They're going to keep this game close. Don't get me wrong, because this Packers team is a very tough 7-seed team. However, I think the Packers are going to be struggling. So I'm going to go with Philadelphia, 28-24.
All right, let's move on now to Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. on NBC. The Commanders taking on the Bucs. This is also a rematch of Week 1. Funny enough, Tampa Bay, 8:20 p.m. By the way, Eli, I just found out that Governor Ron DeSantis officially just declared today Mike Evans Day in the state of Florida because of another 1,000-yard season. I just saw a Twitter post on that. So
I can go into a lot of politics right now, but I'm not going to.
No, I'm not going to. No, I'm not saying politics. I'm just saying, like, Florida, it's officially Mike Evans Day now in Florida. Funny enough, forever. I'm
glad we spent our time to focus on giving a person a holiday, but hey, congrats to Mike Evans. But
I mean, Mike Evans is pretty.
I won't get into politics here because this is not the show to do politics.
Mike Evans is pretty special, though. Not gonna lie. I mean, he is
100%. But
all right,
there's a lot of things about politics. Yeah. I mean, it's wasn't the time that I want to talk about. It's because we cannot say
it wasn't. It wasn't supposed to be about politics. I was just mentioning that it's officially Mike Evans Day now in the state of Florida.
Okay, I just wanted to say that.
And So this is a rematch of week 1. As I said, Tampa Bay, is 3.5-point favorites. I really thought about this for a long time. I didn't really know who was going to win. And I'm going against what my score sheet says here, because the more I thought about it, the more I thought that, man, I just think the Bucs are going to win this game, and they're going to maybe win it by multiple scores. I'm only going to take them by 5, 27-22. But looking at the way the Commanders have played, they've had really close games against bad teams. Like, they almost lost to the Bears, probably should have. They almost lost to the Cowboys last week. They almost lost to the Falcons. Like, can we really trust this Commanders team in the playoffs? No, we cannot. The Bucs are the NFC South champs. They had that experience in the postseason, and I think at home Tampa Bay wins. But no disrespect to Washington, they have had a hell of a season. I am changing my pick. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Upset pick of the wild card weekend. Give me the Washington Commanders. Final score 26-23 in the Eli special. Here's my reasons why. Number one, Tampa Bay is a great team. It's going to be one heck of a game. But Washington, I really love Jaden Daniels. I really like the way he's been playing. And I said it from the beginning. Watch the Commanders go to the playoffs and get far enough to go there. And what happened? I was right. And look at this run. The Commanders are going to have a run like the Texans did last year. And that's why I got to take the Commanders in my upset.
That is fair, Eli, but the thing to me is that you're going up against one of the best front sevens in the league with Tampa Bay. Like, we remember how Jaden Daniels played on Sunday night against the Falcons 2 weeks ago. The Falcons had the worst front seven in the league this year, so he had all the time in the world to be able to make plays. He's not going to have that time against Tampa Bay, and I could see multiple turnovers by the Tampa Bay defense in this game. They did it to the Eagles last year in the wild card round. I think they do it here. But anyways, let's move on to Monday Night Football, 8 p.m. on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. This game will now be played at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, because of the wildfires going on in California. The Vikings taking on the Rams, another rematch from the regular season. That was a Thursday night matchup that we saw, and the Rams actually won that game. One of only 2 teams that beat the Vikings all year. So the Vikings are the favorites in this game by 2.5 points. But you know what, though? I've talked about it all season, how much I love the Rams, how much I love Matthew Stafford, how much I love Sean McVay, how much I love that front seven. That front seven's been playing amazing. And you look at the way Sam Darnold played last week. He had a horrible game. The Lions have a great front seven. Darnold couldn't do anything against them. The Rams have a great front seven. The Vikings are going to struggle again. And in typical Vikings fashion, it's going to come crashing down for them at the end of the season. So for my upset pick of the week, give me the NFC West champions, the Los Angeles Rams, to win this game 23-20 and move on to the second round of the playoffs.
Wow.
That's
Even
right.
The end fell.
Oh, well.
That goes to show you how crazy that pick was. But guess what? I'm a Seahawks fan.
Remember those two? Remember, Eli, the two? Wait, hang on, Eli, before you make your pick. 2 ends fell, right? How many letters does Minnesota have? How many ends does Minnesota have in its name? What if those 2 ends are a sign that Minnesota is going to come falling down on Monday night against the Rams? Trying to box me out here, I see.
Back to my pick. I'm going to go with... I love how you're just fixing your hair the entire time.
No, I just felt something. Make your pick.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Okay.
Final score, 26-24. Why? The game is not in LA. It's going to be in Arizona. They're going to try hard. I just don't like the Rams. I don't like them. I think the Vikings are the better team. Despite having a sloppy one versus Detroit, they're going to go far. So give me Minnesota for the victory.
Guys, don't forget those 2 ends that fell. Okay, when you're watching the game on Monday night, do not forget those 2 ends that fell during the show. That is going to do it for our wild card picks here on the 12th Horseshoe podcast. Thank you, Eli, for this great season that we've had on the 12th Horseshoe podcast. Hope to continue it.
We'll talk about that in the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, I wanted to say thank you. Damn, I say thank you, and he's complaining at me.
Well, yeah, because
rude.
It's fun. It's not supposed to be like, oh, thank you for doing the show. It's
rude.
Like,
either way,
did you say this at this?
That's it.
Super Bowl. That's what they say.
That's it for this edition of the 12th Horseshoe podcast. Catch us at 4 p.m. or catch me at 4 p.m. to call the St. Mary versus Wallington game. Eli's doing PA. I had a brain fart there. Eli's doing PA. He's back doing PA because we're back home today. Ooh. So catch Eli tomorrow morning on Sports with Motto.
We have a special guest coming on tomorrow.
Yep.
From ABC. Come on, join us.
Very good. All right. Well, we will see you all on Tuesday for our recap show.
Good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Seahawks are eliminated, Eli.